All right, let's start. Today's topic is rapport, your inner circle. Inner circle. All right. I would like you guys to have an open mind as I share with you my story. Left home at 16, arrived Australia in 1990s. As an outgoing person, there's no shortage of new friendships. As you mix with your peers, but there are times people will disappear, especially during Christmas and New Year. What would be this international student doing on a Christmas day? I thought I had the freedom away from my parents, having a good time partying along. But during those times, as well Christmas and New Year, or even Chinese New Year, any festive season, that's where the homesickness come in. But thank God for my outgoing personality that I'm not only knowing my friends with the same age in a similar age group, but I got to know their parents. Those parents know that I was alone. They will make sure that I'll be included in any family dinners and celebration. And those are the time people paying forward because those parents actually was like me, left home early and being home by themselves. So they know how lonely it would be. So it's not just my friends being my inner circle. Are those auntie and uncle that I call from church or any at uni or high school who knows that they were also mentored by others before them. So we call this paying forward. And those inner circle have dropped golden nuggets in my life all these years. So today I want you to think about your inner circle, especially this inner circle that you met here. If you are going to look back your socializing pattern in the last 10 years, would you have met each other here?
No.
Would you have this opportunity to know people like Alicia away from us, the furthest, over the Pacific?
No.
Or like Katrina, over thousands miles or 1,000 kilometers away, like Denise and Linda?
Katrina, maybe she's in Townsville, Ellie's up there, they live up there. Possibility. Still got friends
And
up there.
Tamara moved all the way from Queensland to Melbourne. And then when I first met her, are you sure that you are doing the right way when all the Melbourne people trying to move up to Queensland?
Yeah, I know. People still say that to me. It's like, no, I much prefer the cold weather. I'm actually really loving the cold weather. And it's like, yeah, I hate the heat.
Yeah, and Melbourne are actually more cultured.
Yes. Yeah. I'm coming alive. I'm meeting my people and my tribe.
Okay, all right. We derailed a little bit. But I would like you guys to think about this. Okay, and I'm going to bring this woman up again, like Anna. She is not the first one who joined this container, but she also not the last one to leave. And I don't think she'll ever leave this container.
No.
But you all have witnessed her acceleration of her spiritual growth and her personal growth and her boundaries. Even though Alicia asked, why Anna need your coaching, Catherine? She is so fucking confident. However, I know that most of you guys either been helped by Anna or actually been mentored by her. So what's the reason she's doing that? The reason that she's paying it forward as well. And as she helped you guys, she realized that it's also helping her with her healing. So the story
This part of learning is teaching.
Yes, Denise, thank you. So what's the story about it besides learning and teaching is, again, where are you at in building your inner circle? It's not leaving your friends behind who already know in the last 10, 20, 30, or 40 or 50 years. But in building your inner circle, are you going to elevate your friends in this inner circle or as well as friends that you have met all these years? I'm very fortunate, as I said, in the last 30 years, or even I still have contact with my primary school friends. But one of my girlfriends who also in business that we share a lot our journey, and also when we're going through IVF, what she written on my birthday card in January is, this is amazing, Kath, that I could witness your journey as in getting not necessarily high and high. It's become more colorful and accelerating each time as we catch up. And here we are. Are we celebrating with our friends each time when we met is about their achievement, or at times that you would be the shoulder for them to cry because you are one of the trusted person? Because over the weekend, I realized that I've been very busy socializing. And one of the point was a friend I only met in the last 2 years. I got invited to her restaurant soft opening. So you know what is it about soft opening? It's not just anyone would be invited. Because my opinion was important to her about building her business. So I want you guys to think about it now. Where are you now in building your inner circle? Where you were at, where you're now, and where you're heading. And in what way you could actually elevate your social circle as well, that they would be able to join you on this journey. All right, let's take a couple of minutes, reflect on that, and start writing. And then you'll come back on Thursday to share what you have learned over the week. Okay, how are we doing? Need more time? Okay, I'll leave you guys alone. How are we doing? Good. Anyone want to unmute and share what their reflection is, where they were, where you are now, and where you're going with your inner circle?
Do you want to share?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, where was I? Oh, my inner circle was a very small group of friends that they were there, but weren't always as supportive as or inclusive as I might have needed them to be. But that's changing, that's growing. My old inner circle are showing me which ones really do support me during these hard times and, you know, my separations. So that's been really good. I've had a few people who've come together from my old inner circle, as well as my new inner circle, to support me as I needed. Currently, it's growing to include people who are supporting me and working with me to grow my business and myself the way I need it to. And moving forward, I can see my inner circle changing to include people who love me for me, my authentic me, as myself, with no judgment, and then just loving me for me. That's my
Beautiful.
reflections.
Stop it, Anna. Stop touching people.
No, I like to touch.
Great job, Katrina. Not Katrina. Tamara. Okay, one question for you, Tamara. As your inner circle coming towards you now, what do you see in your inner circle that you could help them to elevate themselves as what you're doing right now?
Helping support them, helping them heal, showing them that, you know, being your authentic self is the best way to move forward, best way to heal. And by helping others and showing others about being your authentic self, you can allow them to discover that within themselves.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Anyone else would like to share? Everyone's very quiet. I'm going to put Emery. Emery has been having quite a few challenging things that, in a way, she kind of saying goodbye to some of her old friends.
Yeah, I did write that down. I
But are
wrote
you
down
saying
that I was
goodbye to them, or you're drawing a stronger boundary with them?
well, I didn't actually think of that, but I just wrote that I was identifying who my inner circle friends are.
Mm-hmm.
And that I was headed towards building stronger, lasting friendships that are level with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I've noticed is that the ones that aren't level with me, they sort of drain my energy, and I don't know, it exhausts me. I don't like it.
Beautiful. As you're discovering yourself, like some of us are double her age.
Triple.
Don't point that out, Catherine.
That's why I'm saying, in other way around, you're so young. But young doesn't mean that you don't have wisdom. Okay, this wisdom that you have, you're going to help you to grow. So when you're at age of 60, I don't know how many followers that you will have. Okay. But what happened is when we discovered that there are actually people who drain your energy, talking about spiritually, that we need to learn, it is our responsibility to protect ourselves. But it's not actually sometimes that you need to totally cut them off unless someone is so toxic that they don't recognize it and continue to push the boundary. Then it's no mean no. Okay? Because we're all on our journey. When I look around the screen, you all have started somewhere and we all have been moving forward, or some of us might actually stepping backward too. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. As most of us has lived life for more than 5 decades, that we know that there are times things just might not going the way that we would like to. But for Emery, I'm thinking, for those who draining your energy, if they were coming to you for help, what would be your response now?
Depends on the situation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some things I can't control and I can't help with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I also but people rely on me a lot, especially for me to do things for them. And I'm just like, I've started to say no.
Oh, good girl.
Like,
Beautiful.
it puts me out, but it also puts my children out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that comes through identifying your needs now.
Yeah.
You're starting to identify as to who you are, where you want to be, what you want to be. And now there's other things within you that are saying, no, I don't want this.
Yeah.
And no, I don't want to answer this call.
But also too, it's recognizing what you need to do to protect yourself and your children,
Yeah.
and what's best for you and your children, and set those strong boundaries.
Yeah.
Yep. Because usually, being the people pleaser, we go, yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. We run around for everyone else, and if we can recognize that, hey, they're actually taking advantage of me and using me and abusing me, and go, yeah, I had enough of this shit, because they don't do it for you, but you do it for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good lesson. Beautiful. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Anything else you want to add?
No, I kicked Dwayne out of my house yesterday
Good job.
because of that. Like, just like I need him to know that his behavior is absolutely bloody ridiculous when he hasn't got his weed. So I said to him, get out of my house, because we don't need to argue. And I must have triggered him or something, but he's also this really crazy person without weed. So I told him that he's arguing with me in front of the children and I don't like it. And he's like, they're my children too, aren't they? And I said, yeah, and you shouldn't be doing it to your own children. So get out.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And it's not just you protecting to your own children, but you're showing your, especially your girls, draw the boundaries.
Yeah.
When the man not treating you right, whether he has smoked or not, is you need to protect yourself. And they will learn that.
Yeah, I've said to him before, don't come here unless you're prepared. Because I know, like, the other day the kids were being full on and he's never experienced them being full on before. Right. And that's only 2 of them. They're his own. Right. And I said, oh, like, just as a joke, I was like, oh, what's the matter? You losing the plot? Just as a joke. And then, like, he just took it further from that. I was like, fuck, just piss off. Like, I was only joking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very fine line in a relationship, but this is your ex, and you need to understand that. If he comes, he was going to help you at the house. It's not come and you serve him as well.
Yeah, no, I'm starting to get really mad with him. So, like, I just don't want him at the house at all anymore. Because I'm his ex. I'm not his provider.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he comes over, he like takes advantage of whatever's here, like food wise. And I'm portion control mum. Like, everything has to be portion controlled, and the kids aren't allowed to eat absolutely every bit of junk food in this house because it makes me mad. That stuff is a sometimes thing and a school thing, not a stay at home and eat junk food all day thing.
Good. Great job. Keep up with the good work. It takes time to build this boundary. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially with your children's father. I'm sure some of the ladies here could have a story or two to share. All right, I might call on the other Bold and Beautiful. I don't know whether she actually have seen that. Like, I used to binge watching them in the middle of the night. Alicia, I'm going to ask you, your inner circle, especially now your business is growing. What are your reflections on the question that I've asked you? You are
You
muted.
got your mic on.
I think the biggest difference is that I have an inner circle, whereas I never had one before. I had high school friends or childhood friends, but that was different. And I have you ladies, and I have one friend here. who is just so sweet. I'm not like a really I'm not really a huggy person.
Don't come to Australia then,
Mate, you're going to get so many
Trouble.
hugs in Bali, seriously.
mate. Well,
Well,
Let
I'm
her
learning. I've never got a lot of hugs, so I'm not used to it.
we will be
So,
invading your space.
and she knows that about me. And the other day I was having a bad day and we were texting and I just like said, "Oh, I think I need a hug," but I wasn't asking for a hug. I just said I could use a hug. And it was this was like 8:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden I hear my doorbell ring, and
That's
it was her. Sorry.
That's
It's
all right,
okay,
honey.
darling.
Hmm. Take your time, darling.
And no one's ever done that for me before.
I mean, it's special.
It is. And now you're open to it, Alyssa. You're open to it. Because if you think about it, would you have been open to telling people you needed a hug? That's right. So she listened and felt, and she came over. She knew you needed that. She's very special.
Yeah. That's all. All I have.
Okay. Not so easily get off, even though you're crying. All right. I want you to bring yourself back to that moment when the doorbell rang. When you opened the door and saw her there, what was the feelings and emotion came up for you?
Well, I was like shocked, like disbelief, and also I felt like cared about,
You were shocked because
that she came to my house.
what's the
That
reason she came to your house?
What?
What's the reason she came to your house?
To give me a hug.
felt your distress.
Mm.
You
She
felt,
loves you.
Let's go back one more step. How did she know you need a hug?
I told her.
yeah. So she listened.
You reached out.
You asked.
Is it scary for you when you say I need a hug? Or was it scary for you to ask for help or show your vulnerability?
Yeah. I've never asked for a hug ever. I can't remember when I've ever asked for a hug.
So in your family that you guys are not very touchy feeling, is that how we would summarize it as you're growing up?
Yeah.
I'm curious. How about your hubby?
He's a toucher.
Yeah.
He's a. I watched the photos. He likes to hug.
Very huggy.
So he's
I
teaching
wonder. Look at that laugh. It's not just a giggle.
you.
Uh,
Do you ask him for a hug? Or he just see you and just hug you without you that you can't breathe?
I get like 3 hugs a morning.
What does that do for you? That 3 hugs in the morning.
I know.
Honestly, it's too much for me.
What's the
I
reason
think
it's too much? Go on.
I think one is good.
Mhm. Well, it's not necessarily the quantity, but what was the quality when he hugs you? What kind of feelings did you have?
He gives the best hugs.
Oh,
Um, well, when I'm able to receive it, I do feel like very safe because he's like a big bear.
Oh, he's Big Bear. Okay. One point you pointed out. Lovely. When I was able to receive it. What does that mean?
Like I have a hard time being vulnerable. Like I don't have a hard time being authentic. That comes easy to me, but I have a hard time just letting go.
Interesting. What's the reason that you find it hard to let go?
Well, I like to control everything.
it's
It makes
safer when you do.
me feel safe.
Mm.
So can I ask a question, Alyssa? How many times do you hug your dog?
Oh. And like 100 times a day.
Yeah. And it's because the dog loves you unconditionally. He doesn't
Mhm.
care how you earn your money. He doesn't care what you look like. He doesn't care. And he makes you feel safe within that love. All right? So take that out. Just try, expand that to Elon. Because that's what you crave. That's why you have a partner like Elon. That's what you're craving. That's what your soul is crying out for. Is that exactly that?
Yeah.
And your friend is very special. She feels very special.
Yeah.
I hope you're there to go and hug her when she needs it.
Yeah.
Good.
You will?
Because that'll help you, honey, as much as it'll help her.
All right. So what do you think your next step for building your inner circle, Alicia? You started to ask. And what would be the next step you might need to start to work on more? Now you
Yeah.
reckon to give? Yeah, you will. You'll be able to. You don't have a problem to give. So when Elon to come and hug you in the morning, this is your afternoon, right? So you're on your Monday morning when you open your eyes and see him next to you. What will happen then?
Well, we meet in the kitchen because he has a snoring problem. So I have my own bedroom.
I'll say.
So
So, do you reach out and hug him before he reaches out to you? Have you ever just gone into his room, jumped on him, and given him a hug?
rarely.
How would you feel about that tomorrow morning?
Well, she won't let me stay at her house because I'd be in the bed.
You snore too, Anna. Where is he? Where is he now, Alicia? Where's he?
In the
In the
living room. In the living room.
What would you like to do now?
I'm not ready.
So you need some time to prepare yourself. That's okay. That's okay. We're all different.
So what if we could say that the more hugs you give him, you'll get to that point?
Oh God.
Look at her face. Make it out of baklava, honey. Wrap pastry all around him, you know. He'd feel the love then.
Anna, you need the butter, okay? I think butter is better, Alicia.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. So I'm going to say my next thing, lather him up.
That's kids like in the room, okay? All right. So do you think, okay, I'm going to be more diplomatic now. What do you guys think Alicia homework will be on her Monday morning?
Oh. Yeah,
Katrina, you're muted.
at least half a dozen hugs a day till Thursday.
You know what she's going to tell you, don't you? I'm waiting for it.
What?
Well, she just told you. Denise just told you, half a dozen hugs a day.
It's too many.
See? I was waiting for the poignant remark of fuck off coming out.
One big hug a day.
There you go.
Thanks, Linda.
And one going into the bedroom randomly of a morning and jumping on him to give him a morning hug.
Oh,
Just one.
Can I just
someone's
say, he
very
always
experienced.
surprises you. He always surprises you. Surprise him.
All right.
Start recording. I'm pretty sure he sleeps naked. All right.
All right, we'll let you
Anna.
go now. We'll let you go now, Alicia, but we would love to hear that on Thursday. If you can't come on the call, set this as your intention and share your win on our Thursday with us.
All right.
Cool. How about those who've been seasoned and marinated many years now would like to share about your inner circle and your experience?
I've written something. I'll just read it. I keep business and social somewhat separate, but there is some integration. However, I feel I need to be somewhat further down my path to increase the integration with the business side, at least at a point of increased self-confidence with regard to the business side. I'm in an RTT group, aligning with like-minded people for the same acceptance of all. I'm in 2 dance groups, so there's inner circles there. I have an old social circle, which I feel like I'm weeding that group. New social groups that I'm sort of sorting and developing and looking at support. Mainly because I've shown a lot of perseverance with waiting for this job and whatever, that's kind of shown that I can have perseverance and it does pay off, and have faith. My new circle of friends, even my old circle of friends, and are more supportive of the belief that I had faith in the process that was happening. So they've been somewhat more supportive than they would have liked to have been. So yeah, my old social circle has developed over the years. I was talking with a friend who said that she regularly gets rid of at least one friend every decade, and because they're not growing and she is. We reflected on that when I was in Adelaide, had a 2.5-hour conversation about friends and how they influence our choices, and how people just don't suit each other after a while, and there's a growth in different areas, or there's no growth by one person or the other, and sometimes those friendships fall away, and although you may still be there for them if they need you, you're not always as close as you used to be, or as trusting as you used to be.
Beautiful share. Okay. So as you guys can see that no matter which part of your life journey would be, there are times that to say goodbye to some people, or there are times to welcome new people in your lives. So the story being, how come there's so much feedback? The story is thinking about, some people may say, oh, do I mix business and pleasure together? Friendships. My husband always say, please do not make friendships and family with business. It's always going to be doomed. I said, really? I have learned a lesson, seriously. Friends for that. We are friends. So when we come to business, you should give me more. But then when my friend said that to me, I'll be looking at them, it's like, what kind of friends would this be? Because we are friends, we need to give discount. We are friends, I need to give you more of what I'm doing. Or they are friends actually like, oh, you're running a business. Let me bring business to you. Would you be that friend? When your friend's opening a new business, would you go and ask for discount? Or
No,
would you go and say, how could I help? So start from us first. And throughout my business life, I actually made a lot of friends. If I could reflect on a couple of my friends who actually helped me or actually bought me hundreds of thousands of business throughout my business life. And I call them my brothers. We don't see each other every day. We might catch up 1 or 2 a year. But would you like the secret ingredients of having those friendship or network that they will stand by you when you are down? Because for us, we know that we need to go out for business networking. And a lot of my mentor before saying, Catherine, when you go to those business networking, people want to take from you. They don't necessarily give you stuff. But as a person, people have been telling me as well, Catherine, you're too generous. You're over-giving. But what I learned is throughout business life, or whether in your general life, is when you met someone, instead of thinking what or how they will advance you, is what do you think this person needs at this point in time? When you met their need or helping them at their crossroad, they'll be forever grateful. Whether it's in their personal life or in their business, you will have built a very strong foundation or relationship with them. And those boys or men, I call them my brothers, we actually worked together many decades ago, but we all have departed to say, oh, well, we haven't really departed. Someone move on in the same organization. But the fact is, we celebrate when we catch up, how far they have moved forward or how far we all have moved forward, and how proud we are for one another. So think of those couple of people that you actually would be grateful for today. Not necessarily they bought thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars sign into your business, but think of 1 or 2 of those people that you're grateful that they have crossed paths with you in your lifetime. Because practicing gratitude is actually a magnetic energy that you're going to draw something very special to you. And be curious what you will attract towards you this week. And let the magic begin. And anyone feel like that they would like to share as well before we go today? Look like Katrina is typing, or you would like to share?
I was typing that wisdom because it so resonated with me. And I went, I need to type that down so I remember it. That's going to be my little theme for the week.
Sorry, what was it? Wisdom, just one word or what?
Oh, no, it was everything. I typed fast. I got every word you said.
The joys of
I'll read-
clinical note taking.
Exactly. Yep. It literally says practice gratitude. This is magnetic energy. Be curious what you will attract towards you this week and let the magic begin.
Gosh, word to word, like.
But I needed to hear that. I went, whoa, I've literally got goosebumps all over me. I went, that's why I wrote it down. I went, I need to hear this. But action it and repeat it. So I will be sitting in gratitude this week.
Beautiful. Then the next step is seriously go into Facebook group and put down your biggest takeaway. For those who are watching replay, they need to know that they need to watch this call and learn from all of you. Because this is very important. Not just practicing gratitude, but along our life journey, some people will say, people comes, people go. I don't see as such. So when you guys go to Bali with me, I would love you guys to meet one of the French couple that I met in Croatia. And now they resided to Bali. And they have a little boy now that he's going to be so cute. Yes, every country we go to, I'll have at least a friend.
Wow.
Okay, so be confident, be you.